So here the other CSS, like all the table informations, and here's the map CSS when we need to something. I will show you how when I did the map parts. So it's a map CSS, how the width and height of the page, position of the left and top, and this part of them for the map CSS. The main style CSS, there's many more information here. Header CSS, how the header look like into the your page, like I mean the header parts mean this part of the header and this part of the footer, how it look like you CSS. Even though the colors here need to be fixed and you set to be color, and the font size and all things has to be done by the CSS. So this is the external CSS that just you need to call the CSS into the your view page. That I already show you here in the view page. So we define our CSS, we call the CSS class, and this is the button save button CSS class, and then let's see what's the CSS class. CSS we try to Spring Boot. Here's the standard CSS. So it's the Spring Boot main CSS from the Bootstrap class. You define it here and call it to the CSS class as a standard class, and put it here the CSS class, and load it the CSS class and set it the respective colors or combination of the colors. So you see that the buttons, and then save this reset buttons, and the button to set the add the click on click event, and show the list of CSS, a list of the user registration ID and value of user registration ID. That's you know already. So we define our controllers, and we define our view, the form part of the form part. This is the form part and all respective the buttons. So reset button, add and save button, and register user information, list of information. So form is done, and then we need to look for the how the list is coming. You see the list is coming here. Sorry, the list is here. The two information is there that I said in the counter part, and the list of informations, and there is two buttons, edit and delete button, and then the list of information. So every page is the idea would like if you have a 20 records, and then put it here like 20 by 20, 20. Every page has 20 record. That's one information. So let's see how the view is implemented. So we just define it like user registration. This is the header, our header. So you see that we did our and the block and include the template that we have it in the header template. Let's see our template look like. Sorry. So header part, and then this layout. Maybe there is something still missing. Here is the page fragment. So you see the how we call it the most important part. Let's see. Fragments. So it's a fragment folder, even though you can put it like the folder by folder. So if you put it like user registration, and then you put it like special user registration folder, and put it all the user registration information, the pages into the folder. That's the idea. So I put it here like the fragments, and then header part, and header is containing like simply your just simple URL. That's it's not yet finished, but you just you get the idea how it look like. So you see your external CSS header CSS call, your CSS file is here. You call it like your CSS file is hyperlink, and then you put your header part, and here is putting your footer part, the part of the this part of the footer. So our header definition, our footer definition, then we can use those these header and footer every single pages. That's the idea how we did our externalization, our applications, and then we can use those information to any part of the applications. That's the idea. So here is our list. Okay, we put it like you can change it here, like you can directly read from the message.properties file as what I show you here again. In the leveling, in the level and text, you can, even though if I have enough time, I will change it this part. So this is the most important part. You need to be really take care. So we define our header template, and we define our footer templates, and then now we define our table headers, all the header information. Here is our counter part. That's I said. This is our counter parameters into the what we said it here into the controllers. You see that this is the counter counter attribute. So this is the counter parameters. When we need it, just you need to set it here. So counter parameter, and then you count it how many records is there the same call. We just get the size of the your existing user registration counter size, and then put it in the set to the parameter counter, and then you call the parameter into the your page, and this it works. So its counter is all register. That means here is the your counter. So this is the your counter value is there. So if you level it like what you like to do, here is hard-coded level, even though you can transform into the your message.properties files, and then you have a free. If you change something, just you need to change here message.properties files, and it works. And you need to change it here. So we call it our user registrations, our attributes from our controllers. Let's minimize the part. So this is the controller parts. We did here the controller controller parts. This is our list of attributes. A list of parameters add attributes is set, and we define it here. The service. So it is something happen. This is the list. So we get our attribute, add attributes, and we iterate for each iteration. We get our object, user registration object, and iterate through each of the field. That's what we need to do. Maybe you end user would like to see only 5 or 6 or less or more. Then just you need to add it here. You did iterate, get the list of users, iterate through it, and fill the data into the respective attributes. So you see the attributes, and this is the most important. You need to take care this one. So this is in the edit. So it goes to the user registration. I go to the user edit controller, and we pass our primary key or ID of this user. So that's like here. When we go to there, you see in the bottom there is the ID 420. If you go there and then ID 421. So if you have to delete it, 420 delete, and then 421. This is the mappings among the hyperlink mapping, your controllers and the view. So user registration controller, and we are edit, and then the same thing is happening. And same thing we'll do here, same thing here. So we just changed it, user registration, user role. As same thing, ID is still the edit is same, action and name is same, but only change in here. That's the most important. You need to take care. Every controller, I just need to change this part, and of course all the respective part, but the controller part is only changed here. You just put it your respective controller. This part is automatically set, but standard set to your controller part. So is a delete part. You see that this is the controller. The name of your application, somehow some reason you needed this one, and then this controller part and the delete, and then you take your primary key or user registration ID, and after that delete button, and then end of the is class of buttons, and that's the part. So that means we did our oops, sorry. So that means we did our user registration model part, repository part, service implementation part, and then now we did the controller part, and the same time we did our view parts. That means every controller, every view, or every models has only as a standard in the professional life, there's a standard 3. So it has a list to show all the register user list or any existing one, and you reading or writing, you're updating your data as a form, you needed it, and then you needed the specific the all the shows or your